What's good, everybody? Sean Shola Rosenberg in the building. Back at you with another video. Well, earlier this morning, I react to the new song that Kendrick Lamar just dropped called "Watch the Party Die," and it was a dope record. I love it. I love the he took shots. He took subliminal shots at Drake, and he also addressed a lot of the recent talk and criticism by the media that claiming that Kendrick lost and Drake won. Drake also addressed a lot of different media outlets that allegedly Drake has been having on payroll to go against Kendrick, like people like academics, and then OVO Mall from the new Mall Rory podcast, and also Ish from the Joe Budden podcast as well. So we got a new video from hip hop, fantastic hip hop. It's called "How Kendrick Lamar Just Exposed Drake in the Industry." So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Now, just as we were least expecting it, Kendrick Lamar has once again came out of nowhere with more new material for us, and this time beyond announcements and videos. We are now getting his first brand new song since the release of Not Like Us, and now with this new cut. This is obviously a monumental moment, considering just how hot Kendrick is right now, and that this is the first time we are hearing him since what has become one of the most dominant rap songs a single year has ever seen in Not Like Us, and now making this song even crazier. Kendrick has somehow raised the bar once again, as this song is another diss track aimed at Drake, and what can I say? After Drake was...
I wouldn't say it's... I'm not going to say this is... excuse me. I'm not going to say that if this is an actual diss track towards Drake, because he didn't really go directly at Drake. He went subliminally at him. I felt like it was more of a subliminal diss than an actual diss track, because if this was an actual diss track, Kendrick would have said Drake's name on the track and he would have went directly at him. Because I think this is more of a bait track trying to bait Drake in, but we all know we all know that Kendrick just want to set the tone straight. Like I said, this was more kind of like addressing and responding to all the media that's been potentially criticizing Kendrick throughout this battle, saying that a lot of people were favoritizing more of Drake than Kendrick. This was more of a, let me go ahead and address the rest of the people that Drake has sided with, because I already destroyed this guy in our battle. So I would not say this is a diss track towards Drake. Because like Kendrick said, because if you guys know, when Kendrick's Super Bowl commercial, he basically said no round twos. So I think this is just Kendrick just addressing just addressing more of the media than dissing Drake. He did take subliminal shots, but it was more of addressing the media. I will look at it that way, or the industry. Just want to get a little correction right there.
Was asking for another round two of action with Kendrick. He has actually checked him, and even for his standards, has went absolutely berserk on him, as with this new track, which while it does not have an official title, as Kendrick just posted the song on social media with no other context, Kendrick is once again dissecting Drake apart here. But with that said, this does not change the fact that Kendrick taunted him earlier this week and said that there are no round twos, nor does it change the fact that the combination of Meet the Grams and Not Like Us were the tracks that threw Drake down a spiral that he hasn't gotten out of, because with this new song, Kendrick is not dissing Drake within the same confines of the battle from a few months ago. But now he is really claiming his victory and sending out a warning to the rest of the rap world to tread lightly for the coming months, because he has seriously never been more locked in his entire career. And now, through every single moment on this cut, Kendrick proves this sentiment to be more and more true with each second, as with a haunting and mesmerizing beat from Cardo, who for reference also produced on Euphoria. Kendrick delivers another diabolical performance that shows us that he is a musical mastermind like no other, as already with the first line on this track, Kendrick opens things up saying, "I think it's time to watch the party die," which immediately sets the tone for what's to come, as this line is a direct reference to Meet the Grams when Kendrick used the device of crashing Drake's party to capture what this moment really meant, which was of course to destroy Drake and start to clean up rap music after all the harm he has done to the genre. So here, Kendrick is bringing back this idea of the party to cement the fact that he is destroying everything Drake ever harmed rap with once and for all. And now following this up, Kendrick alludes again to the Drake beef as he says, "This stuff done got too wicked to apologize. It's different. Get him whacked and disqualified."
I agree with that. Like, even when I was reacting to the song, like, I think Kendrick is basically saying, like, yeah, all the stuff I said, all the allegations I threw, I'm not apologizing to Drake. Because if you guys remember, Drake was throwing allegations that Kendrick was abusing Whitney, which we all know that's false because Kendrick rebutted all of Drake's claims. And also we got to remember Kendrick, what he said on Euphoria as well, that he warned Drake not to take this personal and not try to take it to a street level or a personal level, and just keep this friendly. And that's all we wanted. And that's what Kendrick wanted too. It's just like, Drake, we just want friendly competition between you and Kendrick. That's what Kendrick has been trying to say. Let's keep this friendly. Let's keep this between me and you. We don't have to take it outside and bring other people, innocent bystanders, that has nothing to do with our problem. But Drake just didn't want to listen, so Drake just thought it would have been okay. Okay, let me go ahead and bring his family involved and try to hit him where it hurts. Which that would lead to Kendrick going crazy and releasing Meet the Grams and Not Like Us. Drake should have known better. And Drake should have known better when he was even battling with Pusha T. Remember on the Duppy Freestyle, Drake said, keep playing with my name and I'm going to let it ring on you like Virginia Williams. And that pushed Pusha T over the edge to release the story of 89. I think Adidon. That's what it's called. I call it 89. It's Adidon. So, yeah. Drake, bro. Drake, you should have just kept this friendly, bro. And now we got Kendrick saying this ish done got too wicked to apologize, and it's different, get him wrecked and disqualified. Yeah, so basically, Kendrick's not apologizing. He's like, I'm not, and I'm pretty sure Kendrick Lamar does not regret the stuff that he said on Meet the Grams and Not Like Us. He's going to stand by it, just like how you're going to stand by with these false allegations about him abusing his wife. Drake. Like I said, Drake, you should have kept this friendly. You should have kept this friendly. And not make this personal.
And now with these lines, Kendrick is specifically acknowledging the fact that he has clipped Drake's wings, and now that his reign is over and the era of him being the top guy in rap is gone, as based on what we have seen this summer. Drake's career has been in an absolutely miserable state with just how bad the quality of his music is, and also just how poorly his tracks have been performing on the charts. And now, with Kendrick acknowledging the damage that has been done to Drake following this beef and him rapping about it, it's only speeding up the demise and fall off of Drake's career even faster at this point. And now, following these menacing bars that set the scene masterfully, Kendrick drops in some other genius lyrics that reference just how far Drake is from him, with a bar like, "Why reason with these people if they can't see the future first?" Which is an insane bar, as it's saying that Kendrick shouldn't even have to compete with Drake because he isn't just on his level or anywhere near a big three in his eyes, but he is not even on Future's level, which is a genius way to just put Drake down and drop some masterful wordplay, which ties things back to where they started, as Kendrick alludes to another rapper who, of course, he started this whole thing off with in Future. And beyond that, who himself has serious beef with Drake, and now as Kendrick delivers more bars.
Now, okay, that was a clever bar, but Kendrick, I'm gonna have to kind of disagree with you on that. I mean, the song was dope, but the bar, to say that Drake is nowhere like, uh, nah. I, it was a dope bar. It was a, like, I get it was a double entendre, but not Kendrick. Fantastic hip hop. Let me scratch that. I'm not gonna put the blame on Kendrick. Um, Fantastic hip hop. That's more of a reach because no, that's not a reach. I disagree with that because Future Future is up there, but he's nowhere near the level of where Drake is. He's up there, but he's nowhere near, like, because remember what Drake said on Push Ups, like, I could never be nobody's number one fan, like, you know, because Future would not be pop. Future wouldn't have all the success if it wasn't for Drake. Because we got to remember, even though what Kendrick said on Not Like Us, but at the end of the day, Drake kind of made a point on Push Ups when he said, you know, all you guys are getting your number one hits is because of me. All you guys are getting your hit records is because of me. And that is true. Like I said, let me scratch Kendrick and put that more into fantastic hip hop. So, fantastic hip hop, I kind of disagree with you on this. That's I disagree. Drake is still a bigger artist than Future.
That explain why he went as hard on Drake as he did, and why he decided to unleash a wrath on him that has hardly ever been seen in a rap beef before. Kendrick explains through lyrics that are more eye-opening than ever why he did this, as he says, "If you parade in gluttony without giving truth to the youth, the graveyard is company," which is saying that Drake is polluting the rap world with meaningless content and filler garbage that is only going to harm listeners who are trying to grip onto what he's saying. And meanwhile, with Kendrick, while he is not perfect, he is trying to lead people to the truth, because the way rap has been run in Drake's hands as Kendrick has been gone for a few years is failing everything and everybody. And now, following this up, as this message is representing the fact that the Drake era is over and Kendrick is here to start something new.
I agree with that. I agree with that because, like I said, and I said this before too, how Drake's recent music has not been hitting. And this is not me being like I said in all my previous videos, I'm not a Drake hater. I'm a day one Drake fan. I've been a day one fan of Drake for a while, for years. All of Drake's recent music has not been hitting, especially when it comes to these last 3 albums he dropped. What I mean by his 3 albums, I'm talking about his solo projects, not the Her Loss album he did with 21 Savage. That album was dope. I'm talking about his 3 solo projects, from Certified Lover Boy to Honestly Nevermind and to For All the Dogs. Those 3 albums has not hit. And I will say Honestly Nevermind is arguably Drake's worst album. It, to me, is indeed his worst album. I feel like all the music that Drake has been giving us is more of quantity slash microwavable music instead of the quality music he used to do when he first came out. Like Drake's first three albums were quality. Like he had his own sound and everything. But after like I would say his last good quality project was his mixtape. If you're reading this, it's too late. That was the last and final mixtape that was under Drake's own sound. Like Drake had his own sound. He was dominating. But after that, when it got to views somewhat of Scorpion, I'm not gonna say Scorpion, that album was terrible. The album was it was a great album. I enjoyed that. But when it came to views and all the recent and then the recent three albums I mentioned, and then all like some of the songs he does have not been hitting. Like he has a couple of songs here or there that has replay value, but majority of the but the term but the term of the actual quality of it is not there. And this all stems from that deal he did with UMG, which is the 360 deal. Yes, it's a 360 deal. The $400 million deal, that was a 360 deal. And I tweeted that on Twitter too. You go on my Twitter page, there is a tweet. I mentioned this. Somebody said Drake was potentially a slave for UMG. And and under that I commented on that tweet and I said Drake should have never signed that $400 million deal. And I wanted to make sure I got that correct. I also put a 360 deal because it was a 360 deal because 360 deal usually the record label will take most of like the publishing. Like Drake doesn't own like majority of his music. UMG does. And the reason why Drake's music has been not also that's another thing because Drake has to consistently drop music for the label. Cause and also with those deals, Drake does not have creative control. Usually the label will tell him, well, he does sometimes, but not majority of his music career, as we all thought he had. That's how I look at it.
He doesn't just keep dissing Drake and denouncing everything he stood for, but he also comes at the people who have been sitting in Drake's corner and have been trying to reinforce the same values that he is obsessed with. And specifically here, Kendrick calls out DJ academics as he says, influencers talk down cause I'm not with the basic stuff, but they don't hate me, they hate the man I represent. The type of man that never D-ride cause I want a favor. And now with these bars, if
Oh yeah, that fits so well with with academics, and also I hope he mentions Maul on Rio. OVO Maul from the new Maul and Rory podcast. Maul has been the main one that has been disrespecting Kendrick. He has not even gave Kendrick no props at all. He has just been showing more favoritism to Drake. Act sometimes he's here or there with the favoritism towards Drake, but some of the times he gives Kendrick his props. But Maul, on the other hand, Maul is definitely a glazer. If you guys notice, Maul has never gave Kendrick Lamar any props. Like for some reason, Maul does not like Kendrick Lamar, and I'm trying to figure out why. But Rory, on the other hand, Rory has been neutral. He's given Kendrick his props because he's also a Drake fan, but he has given Kendrick his props. But Maul, on the other hand, is definitely a Drake stan. Act sometimes he's here or there, but overall, I think Maul and Act just need to be quiet. Just Maul and Act, just stop talking. Because you guys are not helping Drake. You're actually making Drake look worse than actually helping him to make him look like more of a winner than a. You're actually not helping him succeeding. Well, let me rephrase that. You're actually helping him make him more of a loser than ever. There we go.
I'm Ack or anybody else who has been fighting for Drake's name and acting like he is so much more than what he actually is. I would just quit after Kendrick said this because with these lines, he is making someone like Ack and also others look absolutely pathetic. And now after throwing
Exactly. That's the whole point. Like Ack, Maul, and like Ack and OVO Maul, just shut up. Just be quiet. Don't post nothing else related to Drake. Like Ack, please stop posting anything related. Just stop posting. Because you're looking crazy out here. You look like a damn fool right now. Joe Budden even called you out on that. Joe Budden even told you, Ack, you gotta stop posting and reporting anything that's relatable to Drake. You gotta stop doing that. And the problem is, Ack is just not listening. Like, dude, Ack, just stop. Because you're looking crazy out here. Just stop.
more shade at people like academics and also Drake, Kendrick closes this verse off saying, I would trade all of y'all for Nip. I can't be proud of you, which is such a chilling way to end a verse. And again, as Kendrick is paying tribute to the one and only Nipsey Hussle and is showing just how low he.
R.I.P. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Also a big fan of Nip too. I really enjoyed the all his mixtapes and his album too. Nip was definitely is another artist that also could have changed the course of hip hop as well, especially in terms of business rap. Like he was doing like conscious rap as well, just like Kendrick Lamar, and also doing like business rap as well, just talking about being a businessman and everything, which I definitely enjoy. Also, shout out to my favorite hip hop historian. He did like a 2-hour documentary on Nipsey Hussle. I advise y'all to go check it out. It's really amazing, and Nip's story is just so inspiring and such a great and yeah. I advise y'all to go check it out. I'll try to leave a link in the description down below if you guys want to check it out for ones who don't know.
Thinks of the people dominating the space he's in today. It is showing this remorseless approach that Kendrick is bringing as he is trying to clear out all of the toxicity that has polluted the genre he holds so dear to his heart. And now after a hook which features Kendrick praying and then referencing the opening line of the song again, we see clear parallels and a direct continuation of all of his other diss tracks, as here it sounds like he's not just mirroring Meet the Grams with the party line, but also 616 in LA. As just like on that track, he is chatting with a higher power on the hook, and now with the second verse of this cut, Kendrick continues dealing out this same level of lyrical havoc as he builds on everything he said in the first, as he alludes to Drake once again doing things that a respectable person just doesn't, and then disses academics even harder with bars that call him out for spreading misinformation on Drake's behalf, and then just lyrically putting him into the blender. He then brings up the type of cases that academics is facing right now, which makes this clearly about him, and it's absolutely just a sinister way to take down another person. And now following these words, as Kendrick clears out all the disdain he has for the people who he feels are holding hip-hop back, he then envisions this better future and landscape of hip-hop and really the entire world as he talks about seeing a new earth filled with beautiful people that are making humanity work. And it seems like this bar doubles for Kendrick's vision on where he wants rap to be and where it can be with these people out of it. As once again he is referencing back to this idea of purity, and after capturing the wonder of this bar even more with a reprise of the hook, Kendrick kicks off the track's third and final verse by keeping this theme of faith and purity within the balance as he references Christian rapper Lecrae and questions what he would do in Kendrick's shoes, but then says despite him wanting to be empathetic, his heart is like D1. And now this is a great line because for those who don't know, D1 is a battle rapper from New Orleans, which is of course where the Super Bowl is being played this year, and we have seen the drama with that, as some people, including Drake, are absolutely livid about the fact that Lil Wayne is not playing and Kendrick is. And on top of that, as D1 is a battle rapper, Kendrick is referencing him right in line with Lecrae, who is a Christian rapper, to show this conflict he is facing with these two personality types on his shoulder, which again, as this song keeps tying back to the idea and concept of faith. Using actual rappers who embody these two opposing forces to create this lyrical scene is truly brilliant and breathtaking, and now as Kendrick is about to make a decision, before we can see what path he goes on, his vocals go blank, which is another masterful artistic touch, which represents the confusion of this conflict and leaves it up to us, the listener, to figure out the direction he is gonna go in, and once his vocals touch back in, Kendrick then goes on another insane tangent of self-reflection and lets us know as he delivers some more scathing bars, and some more revealing ones about why he does the things that he does, like, they wonder why I'm not enthused to drop. The more visible you get, the more your spiritual is tried. We see so many powerful lines that speak to everything this track and moment in time for Kendrick has been about, and ultimately, with these bars and others that jab at Drake with some references to songs like In My Feelings and 2C Slide.
I just mentioned that, like, in my video, I said that Kendrick was referencing like songs that Drake did, like "In My Feelings," and that's a good reference there. But also, I like how Kendrick also like fantastic hip hop, like he said, like Kendrick referencing two people, Lecrae and I think D1. I like that how Lecrae is a gospel rapper, and then you got the battle rapper D1. Like Kendrick is comparing like he's both of them into one. It's like those two into one person. And also, I like the bar that he said, like, right here. I like this bar too. That they wonder why I'm not enthused to drop. The more visible you get, the more spiritual it's tried. I like that. That bar, I love that bar too, because that is actual real. That's real. Exactly. Kendrick Lamar is basically saying, like, listen, I don't have to be like Drake. I don't want to be like all these artists and consistently drop music that's not going to have a meaning to it, and just do it for charts and to make money. That's what Kendrick's all about, and I respect that from Kendrick Lamar. Like, and this is why I get so mad and frustrated when it comes to people disrespecting Kendrick, talking about, oh, like Kendrick Lamar is nowhere near. He's not even in the conversation to be the best rapper. He's not in the conversation to be one of the greats, the goats, and everything. I'm like, because he doesn't consistently drop music. I'm like, we all got to everybody has to remember, and there's a lot of Kendrick fans out there that said the same thing, and a lot of people in the music industry has said that Kendrick Lamar is not on a pop route. We gotta keep remembering that Kendrick Lamar is not on a pop route. He's on more on the hip hop route. He does not care about pop records. He doesn't care about the mainstream success. He doesn't care about the glitz and glamours. He doesn't care about the fame. Just like Kendrick Lamar said on Euphoria, I'm allergic to the lame-ish. Only you like being famous. Basically, he's letting everybody know, I don't like the fame. I like the art form. I'm more for the culture and the art form. I'm not for the clout chasing and for the business and for the money. I'm more for the art form. I'm more for the actual art form of hip hop. Like, I'd rather release something that's more of a message than make hit records and just rap about women and money and cars and all that lavish lifestyle 24/7. I don't. He doesn't want to do that. Kendrick wants to stay true to the tradition of the roots, tradition of hip hop, his roots. And you got to understand that. And people also say that Kendrick Lamar does not have hits. That man does have hits. That man does have hits. Let's not act like he doesn't, because he does. Or unless you're not listening to his music, if that's the case.
Visible you get, the more your spiritual is tried. We see so many powerful lines that speak to everything this track and moment in time for Kendrick has been about, and ultimately, with these bars and others that jab at Drake with some references to songs like In My Feelings and 2C Slide, Kendrick says some of the most important lines rap has seen this entire decade, which read, I flood the market with my best regards, I paid your dues, and so it's up if you ain't one of ours, it's bad news. My guy Jay Estrada said I gotta burn it down to build it up. That confirmation real as F, it ain't too many real as us. Locking into what I trust, looking outside, the kids live tomorrow, cause today, the party just died. And now with these closing regards, Kendrick is ending off this track by letting everyone know that Drake is gone, and what he did against him was ultimately not just to destroy him, but to rebuild rap and give the genre's future a fighting chance. As Kendrick pieces this together in this genius way that doesn't just connect the narratives of what he says and also the other tracks from earlier in this beef, but in the greater sense, it showcases to the entire world that this has been his plan all along. And now things don't stop here, as with the ending timestamp of this song, and yes, you heard me right, the timestamp, Kendrick ends the track at the 5-minute and 4-second mark, which is the area code of New Orleans, which is of course where the Super Bowl is being held and where Lil Wayne is from, which seems to be alluding to the fact that we will be seeing Kendrick in February there, and maybe silently acknowledging the drama he has been involved in with Wayne regarding the performance. And now with this connection, as Kendrick didn't name the song outright despite people calling it Black Forces or just the hook title, it also seems like he may be intending for the title to be 504 in New Orleans, as it seems really fitting as this song mirrors 616 in LA a lot. As it's not just this straight up diss track, but it's this moment that is unfolding Kendrick's conscience and telling us why what happened and what we are seeing is going on. Which overall, when you add all this up, it makes a ton of sense. And now with all of this, it is more than safe to say that Kendrick Lamar is now 6 for 6 this year, as this masterful track, which seems to be bridging this era of dissing Drake with what is going to come after, which should be a much greater moment in terms of the goal he is trying to achieve. And now at this point, as Kendrick is back outside and we are now waiting to see how all of these disses and proclamations of what his next come to life, all we can do is now wait and see where this goes from here. So now with all this said, let me know, what do you think of this new Kendrick Lamar song and what it has to offer? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if I missed anything else that you caught or think is important, please let me know in the comments. And now, if you want to see why Lil Wayne hates Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar right now in a way that is much deeper than you would think, check out the suggested video.
Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop, and most of the stuff I agree, but just that whole, but the one thing he said about Future Drake not being on Future's level, I disagree with that, because Drake is arguably bigger than Future. But yeah, but shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop, dope video. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you guys interested? Do you guys, like I said earlier in my reaction video of Watch the Party Die, do you think it's a diss, a subliminal diss, or is just a regular song? Let me know down. Let me know. Blah blah. I'm trying to get my words in. Let me know in the comments down below. Also make sure you subscribe to Patreon. My Patreon account, Mikhail's V.R.G. That's also on Patreon. I will be doing album reviews. Now, I was supposed to do the LL Cool J, the fourth album, but I decided not to instead. And so I'm going to try to see if there's any upcoming albums that are going to be coming out that I will be doing a reaction to. Yeah. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Hit that subscribe button. And also, I also forget to mention in my videos. Leave a press that like button as well down below next to the subscribe button, and also join the Discord community as well, the hip hop community talk of the culture with Mikhail and friends. And without further ado, I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.